The number one seller on Amazon did not have any creatine in their gummy.
It was a creatine gummy.
It is a creatine gummy.
Sold not because it tasted good, but because it had ostensibly creatine in it.
Exactly.
Here are the results. Are you ready?
One of the problems with gummies is oftentimes they're less likely to meet label claims.
Oh, really?
Isn't it ironic, the foreshadowing, if you will, of Derek making creatine gummies following this video? $signs, cha-ching. I'm Derek. I use really big words and I sound smarter than last time. Coach Greg, in today's video, Derek's creatine gummies are a scam. And so you're thinking,
well, them are bold words, so you better have proof, better be backing that up.
Of course, I'm coming with the receipts. We all remember the video posted by James Smith, almost 2 million views, showing a study by Now Foods that revealed to the world that almost all creatine gummies are scams. Not only that, Derek himself went on the Joe Rogan podcast, speaking to Joe Rogan, who was taking creatine gummies, and told him, bro, don't you know that creatine gummies is a scam? And so why are you eating them?
I think one of the problems with gummies is oftentimes they're less likely to meet label claims.
Oh, really?
Less likely to meet label claim. Isn't it ironic, the foreshadowing, if you will, of Derek making creatine gummies following this video? Let's watch him dig his hole a little bit deeper.
Well, I do take those gummies. Like I said, I take 6 of those a day. But maybe
I get the powder, bro.
I'm going to take 20 gummies. See what happens. Well, let's see what happens.
Half your calories, gummies, and the rest meat.
Yeah, let's see what's up.
What I believe is happening right now is he's thinking $signs. Cha-ching, a light bulb is going off. If Joe Rogan is eating all these gummies and we're talking about gummies and everyone is selling gummies, then I want to jump in on that bandwagon. I mean, does it really matter if the creatine gummies don't meet label claim? I mean, I'm Derek. I use really big words and I sound smarter than last time. And so why don't I just make a creatine gummy and promise, pinky swear, hands crossed behind my back, and tell everyone to buy them. Trust me, bro.
Sold not because it tasted good, but because it had ostensibly creatine in it.
Exactly.
And it didn't.
It did not.
So when you mean did not, it means it had less than proposed, but 97% of the creatine, or you mean 0%?
I believe it was like
this was 0.
It was 0.
Should I remind you about the whole terkesterone scam? The fact that we've been vindicated that Derek no longer sells it, I wonder why, after I made so many videos telling the world that he wasn't actually selling Ajuga Turkistanica, that they lied. And then Derek's response, no, we didn't say it was terkesterone. There's a photo of the terkesterone molecule on the bottle, and when you right-click the URL, terkesterone. And so Derek was caught red-handed, and notice he hasn't responded. He hasn't made a comment, a statement, nothing, because he knows I've got him by the balls. Figuratively speaking, of course. You know his balls are smaller than last time from being on HRT. And if you are interested in having HRT, why not go to Algo RX? I mean, you could go to Merrick Health and spend more money, but why would you do that? Algo RX, where you can get your blood work done in clomiphene, various peptides, and so on. And please remember to use code Greg for 10% off.
They don't upset my stomach at all.
It makes you wonder if there's actually the creatine in it then.
Wow.
It makes you wonder if there's even any creatine in it then. Derek, he knows the literature. He's smart enough. You're going to think that Derek is playing dumb, that he doesn't know any better. He just doesn't care.
And so you're buying a product that even if you tested it like day 0, it's going to be a different product from an efficacy standpoint. Call it 6 to 9 months down the road because of the potential degradation.
Yeah.
If he actually cared, you know, kind of like Coach Greg, if he was like Coach Greg, why would he be selling these gummies? Now, in case you didn't know, I tried to create creatine gummies. You all know I like making millions of dollars. And so I had in the works to create creatine gummies. The only problem is I tested them and they did not meet label claim. And so do you then think that I sold them, or do you think I discontinued the product? Well, considering I'm not saying buy Coach Greg HCLT gummies right now, you know that we discontinued the project. And so which one of us has integrity? Derek, who's selling creatine gummies that failed to meet label claim, or Coach Greg, who's not selling them?
Some of the actives are highly susceptible to degradation.
You mean the active ingredients?
The active
Like the
ingredient.
creatine.
Yeah.
Creatine gummies.
Creatine gummies, they degrade. The problem when you're making gummies is that the heating, the mechanical tension, the moisture, the storage, the creatine, it naturally is going to degrade. And so the longer it goes, the worse that it gets. And so sometimes even if it passes on day one, right out of the batch, it's a pass. Yay! Well, how good is that if by the next week, it's lost the majority of its gains? Would you want that?
Super, super important that everyone involved in the supplement business in general gets up to the highest level of standard in vetted testing so that all of us that consume supplements can make sure that they're free of lead and other crazy stuff and actually are getting us jacked.
What did we at HTLT do? Well, we decided to test it. Tested Derek's creatine gummies. We did third-party testing. The lot numbers, they match up. We didn't want to share with them, and we didn't do the testing ourselves. We sent it off to be impartial. We didn't want our bias saying, oh, it's probably fake, to affect any of the results. Here are the results. Are you ready? Had it tested on February 13th, which was 2.5 months after Derek test. Now, I'm involved in the supplement industry. I sell these products and so on. And sometimes it takes months to get your product out to your customers. The expiry dates are often written 2 years after the manufacturer date. And so by February 13th, it was Friday the 13th, the day before Valentine's Day, this is what was left of the creatine. Amount in milligrams per serving, creatine, 953. That is milligrams, and so that is equivalent to 0.953 grams per serving. And so a serving was equivalent to 1 gummy. And so if we want to compare apples to apples, we need to multiply it by 4. 4 times 0.953, it's approximately 3.8 grams. And previous to this, it was 5.8. And so 5.8 is what it was promised, what it had back in the day, a couple months prior. And 5.8 is now 3.8. Now, if you were to buy these in a couple of months from now, the 3.8 is probably going to be 2.8, 1.8, and eventually it'll be next to nothing. And so already it's failed to meet label claim. Now, in the nutrition industry, you have to be within 20%. For example, if you have a protein bar and it has 100 calories and you say it has 90, it's only off by 10%. The original 5.8, it's now at 3.8, which is down close to 35% or approximately 1/3. And so when you're buying these gummies, you're getting 1/3 less than you paid for. And so frankly, let's say the gummies cost $60. You should then be paying $40 because $20 of it, it's gone into thin air. You're losing 1/3 of the product, and that was on February 13th. The day of this recording, we're into the middle of March. And so as you continue to wait, as you sit there, as you eat your gummies, you're losing more and more creatine each and every day. And Derek, you don't think he knows this? He was on the Joe Rogan podcast explaining to Joe Rogan why he should not be consuming creatine gummies and he should be consuming creatine in powder form instead. Why do you think HTLT is not selling creatine gummies? Because we have integrity. Many of you,
Oh, you're a snake oil salesman.
if I was a snake oil salesman, why wouldn't I be making millions of dollars on creatine gummies when I know you all want them? I had previously been making them, was excited, was taste testing them. Amazing. The problem was they were degrading in the same way that Derek's are right now. The only difference is I chose not to sell them. I chose not to scam you. And Derek, he didn't care. You're buying the creatine gummies thinking this is going to give me the gains, and yet you're getting ripped off. But hey, I'm a snake oil salesman. Coach Reg's a bad person because he keeps pushing terkesterone in his videos. What do you think now? Derek, an intelligent man, I believe he knows better. He should have had the foresight to do stability testing to see how quickly is this going to degrade. Derek, if he cared, would he really want to take advantage of his customers? Would he want to get the testing done as soon as possible and say, hey, see, it meets label claim, when he knows it's going to degrade? And so if you knowingly sell a product that you know is not going to be able to meet label claim, that it can only do so for a short window period of time, then what kind of person are you? And not only that, Derek's use of testing, they're a little sketch. They're not the US pharmacopoeia methods for testing. We tested them in the proper and accurate method, and Derek chose to do not that. And so Derek's company, in using Eurofins, well, that is a little sus on its own. Why not use the proper testing methods in order to determine whether or not your product should be sold? I'll tell you why. If you're trying to scam people, all you want is the stamp of approval. Hey, it passed. Look at the sheet. We're not a snake oil salesman. We passed. And so if you want to trust Gorilla Mind and continue to buy their products, well, hey, that's on you. And if you're mad at me for making this video and exposing me and say, why do you have to do this? Because I do. I just do these things. If you don't trust me, there's a follow, unfollow button. I want you to press unfollow right now. I don't want you. I don't care if I lose 1 million followers. If 1 million of you think I'm a scammer, I would like 1 million of you to stop following me and go follow Derek. I don't need you. Why would I need you if you don't believe in what I'm selling? If you think I would on purpose scam you or rip you off, then I don't know what to tell you. I don't want you to follow me. Now, if you are still watching this video, then you do believe me. You can go and purchase Turk Builder Max, Turk Platinum, GO2 Max. We're not scamming you. We are not trying to take your hard-earned money as a scam. And remember, there's a money-back guarantee and a $50 gift card if you use the product and it doesn't meet or exceed your expectations. And so this is not snake oil. This is not a scam. This is not a trick. And I cannot wait to make the major announcements of all the stores we're going to be getting into. And the reason for that, because they know this is legit. We've been vindicated. It's a Juga Turkistanica from Uzbekistan. Others people, they're saying bullshit. After this video, I'm recording a video exposing all the fake turkesterone. We've tested our main competition and they all failed. You knew they would fail. They don't give a shit. And even worse than that, they weren't even selling cyanosis. Many people selling you not literally sawdust, but there's no active ingredients. None. And so they're taking your money and they're copying my products using my explanations to make it look like it's legit. They use HTLT because they know that we're legit and they copy it in order to scam you of your hard-earned money. People don't care. I do care. I'm not going to steal money from you. I'm not going to trick you. I'm not going to scam you. And so if you're interested, code Greg for 15% off. If you're unemployed, use code unemployed for 20% off. And that's it. That is the video. Subscribe, click the bell button, comment to boost the algo. Don't forget to go to Algo RX, where you can get various medications prescribed by doctors. It's pharmaceutical. Use code Greg for 10% off. Watch any of these tube loops. And don't forget, if you want to get sponsored or become an ambassador, click the link. Coaching plans for myself and my team, click the link. As well, if you want to carry HLT products in stores and or gyms, you got to click the link. And until next time, I am out.